If you guys are still playing FC24 and you want some cheap coins, make sure you check out MMOEXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're very cheap, they're very reliable, and if you do use my code REMA, it will give you a lovely 5% discount off your order. So what's up guys, it's Ash here and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video guys, we have my 20-0 FUT Champions custom tactics and player instructions. If you are struggling in FC24, you can see here, there is the 20th win, we've just got it, I've just finished playing the game. So 20-0, I'm going to be showing you the tactics that we've been using. It's mainly just the 4-3-2-1, but yeah, I'm going to show you what we've been using, just to show you guys I can still do it when I want to. It's just who actually goes for 20 wins most weeks these days. But yeah, 20-0. I hope you guys enjoy the tactics. Please be sure to drop the video a thumbs up as it helps me out massively with the algorithm. And yeah, let's get right into the video, guys. Just quickly before I do show you the tactics, this was the team we were using, by the way. This Peter Crouch actually carried. He is insane, this Evo. And yeah, this is the team we used, so you don't need anything too crazy. I know we've got a few decent players in there like Walker and Saka and Bellingham, but honestly, a lot of these players are obtainable at this point, and honestly, it wasn't too bad. So yeah, let's go and look at these tactics together. So we use the 4-3-2-1, like I said, and the defensive style, I always have it on balance, you know. It gives you that control in your defense. When you need to be aggressive and press, you absolutely can do that. And when you need to drop off and be more conservative and be more passive, you can also do that. So balanced is 100% the way to go, in my opinion. If you still do prefer some pressure tactics, however, like press after possession loss or constant pressure, go right ahead. That is absolutely fine. Now, for the defensive width, what we were using this week was 35 in FUT Champs. So the reason we do this is because it keeps your defense really compact, keeps it really tight and narrow, which blocks out all those attacks through the middle. It's very difficult for your opponent to get through, and a lot of the time they have to resort to passing sideways, a bit like Gareth Southgate's England. So yeah, it's really compact, but you also still have decent coverage of the wider areas. So in case an opponent does switch or tries to go down the wing, you still can get out to them really easily, and it's not too bad at all. So 35 is what we used. For the depth, guys, we had this on 65. I like this because you still keep like quite a high defensive line. You just have more control over when you press. What I mean by this is a lot of people are using 71 and 100 depth, and these tactics, so 71 depth and above, gives you an automatic press from the AI where it completely congests the middle area of the pitch and the AI does a lot of the work. When it's below 71, so like 65 we were using, you can still have like a higher defensive line, you just have to manually press more. So if you're somebody that's capable of manually defending, this is much better. If you guys do want to use those like 71 depth and 100 depth, so that is also fine. Now for the build-up play, I recommend balance. This is what we're using because it does give you the best control when you are building up the play. When you use balance, guys, you can pick and choose between all these build-up styles whenever you want, essentially. So if you want to start off slow, you can. And then if you want to speed up and be a bit quicker, you can also do that. You can also ping some long balls. So the two I would suggest are balance for the majority. And if you solely rely on long balls, you can use that as well. Now, for the chance creation, direct passing is an absolute must, as it is the only way to consistently break through the park the bus defenses in this game. So direct passing is a very push-forward, track-back kind of movement, which allows for those passes across and those cutbacks. So direct passing, although very boring, very effective nonetheless, it cannot be argued. Now, for the attacking width, I use 44. It keeps my attack nice and narrow, so I can get that link up between my three forwards, but it's also not too narrow, so we still have some natural width, and we also get extra width with the fullbacks, but we'll get onto that. So with the width, all you really need to know is the lower it is, the more narrow, the higher it is, the wider it is. So pick what you want from that. Just don't go too extreme either way. Now for the players in the box, I've been having this on 7. It gives you quite a few options in the box. Quite a few players commit, but you don't over commit. So if you lose out on possession, you're not always going to get counter attack. So this worked out quite nicely. And yeah, for the corners and the free kicks, guys, we have them both on 3. This has worked quite well again, but if you want to change this, it's not the end of the world. You can do that. Now for the player instructions, guys, on the striker, of course, we have them on stay central and get in in behind. Stay central keeps them in those middle areas. That's where you want them. You don't need them drifting out wide. You have wide forwards, you have fullbacks. You don't need this player covering that space. You want them to be in the middle. You want them to be that focal point, and it works out very nicely. Getting behind is also very important to force the runs out of the player. This is especially important if your opponent is using like 71 depth or a pressure tactic, because if you have your striker on mixed attack and your opponent is using some sort of pressure tactic, they just forget how to move, and it's not very good. So getting behind forces the run out of this player regardless. Now for the left forward, we have the exact same instructions. Stay central keeps them in those more narrow channels. Very, very effective, because you can see the way they are in this formation. They kind of get in between that fullback and that centre back. So it's a very awkward place to mark, and it works out very nicely. You don't really want them drifting out super wide, because then it's more like a 4-3-3, and that's not what this formation is good for. And then again, get in behind to force the runs out of the player, similar to the striker. Now for this right forward, guys, we have them on comeback on defence and get in behind. Now comeback on defence is very important for the defensive structure of this tactic. So when you put this right forward on comeback on defence, they will come back to defend as a right midfielder and make it a midfield 4. So it will actually defend in a 4-4-2 shape with this instruction. Now the 4-4-2 is such a good defensive formation because the back four is obviously good. You've got the 2 centre backs to cover the middle, and then you've also got the full backs to cover the wings. But you also will get this in the midfield as well now, because you'll have Saka and Bonmati, in my case, as a left mid and right mid covering the wing, and then Rice and Bellingham, the 2 centre mids, to cover the central areas. So it works out really nicely. So come back on defence on this right forward, and also getting behind again to make sure that they commit to those runs. Now for this right centre mid, I use a more box-to-box style player in Bellingham, somebody that's going to attack, defend, do a bit of everything. So on this player, we put them on balanced attack, so they'll attack and defend, you know, with a bit of a balance, of course. And I also actually stick him on get into the box across, because Bellingham's actually pretty good in attack. I do actually like him to get into the box. I think, you know, he gives quite a good presence there. So I do pop him onto that, but you can do balanced if you like. And then cover centre is very important, as it does make him defend as a right centre mid in that 4-4-2 shape. Now for this middle centre mid, we use a more defensive minded midfielder in Rice, someone to bring that balance. You know, you can't just have 3 attacking midfielders, it's not going to work. You need at least 1 defensive one that's pure job is to stay back and be an anchor. So stay back and cover centre. Cover centre is very important, as it does make him defend as that other centre mid in that 4-4-2 shape. Now for this left centre mid, because I said it defends in a 4-4-2, when you pop this player on cover wing, they'll defend as a left midfielder when we don't have the ball. So they'll be the left mid in that 4-4-2 shape, which means you can use an actual attacker here, as their defensive ability is not as important. So I use Bonmati, who's still pretty good at everything, and I have her on get forward and get into the box across as another extra attacker, which really gives you the edge over a lot of teams. For the fullbacks, even more important, guys. On the more attacking one, in my case the right back Walker, I pop him on balanced attack and overlap. This is because the 4-3-2-1 is obviously a narrow formation, so we need to add somebody on the overlap, this being the fullback, to stretch out the opponent's defense and give more space for the rest of the team. Gives you that wider option, gives you a way out, and it is very, very important. So balanced overlap on your more capable fullback. And then for the other one, so for me it's the left back, we have him on stay back and overlap. So we always have at least 3 defenders back at a time, so we're nice and defensively sound. And then we send him on the run forward, on the overlap, sorry, when we do send him on a run forward manually. For the 2 centre backs, we leave them alone, and the keeper, we also leave them alone. So yeah, guys, they are my 20-0 custom tactics for FC24. I hope you guys have enjoyed or found it useful. Drop it a like if you have, sub to the channel if you are new, and don't forget to turn on those notifications. And yeah, with all that aside, guys, hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out, guys. Take care.